I had a Christian in Greenville. He was driving a car. I was leaving the Longhorn Steakhouse. And he stopped me, let me know he was praying for me, that God had a plan for my life. This is back in 2015, I think. I appreciated it, yes. But also, you don't know how much I've cursed God because of my hairline, the way my bangs look, as opposed to how they could look. Christians might say, Chris, you're wasting your life. When you get to heaven, it's what you did for Christ that's going to matter. You're going to have nothing to give to Him. You need to start doing the will of God, Chris. Let me tell you the story in the Bible and get to my freaking point. Samson. You all know who Samson was. The man with the long hair that gave him strength. So he went to the Philistine country and he saw a good-looking woman. And he told his parents, I want to marry her. Get her for my wife. And the parents answered him, why can't you get a wife among your own people, the Jews? Because back then it was frowned upon for a Jew to marry a non-Jew. But Samson insisted, get her for me, I like her. And he got his wish. And the next verse says, his parents did not know that this was God's plan. Samson marrying his wife, a Philistine woman, because he planned to use this as an occasion against the Philistines for Samson's ultimate defeat of the Philistines. And thus, once the Philistines were defeated, Israel would be free from the slavery to these Philistines. So this was God's plan all along. Same thing with thee. Have you ever considered that my blasphemies, my anger, my questions, my rages against God may be using this to fulfill an ultimate goal that we cannot possibly fathom or see until we see it come to fruition. He's using me as such. Maybe He's going to give me everything I wanted and use me to show how had surrendered everything to God and Jesus and done it God's way, I'd have been so much more blessed. It said, yes, I'll be saved, but like Samson, he had his eyes gouged out by the Philistines, and I prayed one last prayer and was allowed to do a suicide mission on the Philistines. Bring down the house literally and kill himself along with all those thousands of Philistines, which set Israel free from the Philistines. This is God. He might be doing the same thing with me. He might going to be some momentous to what I'm doing now when it comes to fruition. Now, true, God so badly would have much rather had me just surrender it all to Jesus, even if I had to be this uggo with this ugly hairline, with his short arms, never being able to make it in the music business. He would truly have much rather me done this, and He gave me the opportunity to do this because of His love for me. Even though He knew I was not going to do this, He at least, because He loved me, had to give me the opportunities out of sheer love. But since He knows from the beginning I was not going to do this, He's going to use how I rebelled and did what I did against God, and He's going to use this to His glory. And I'm going to get no reward in heaven. Whereas if I had done it the way God wanted me to do it, I would be getting loads of rewards in heaven. But to be honest, I got to be a good-looking guy. I got to. The last thing, to me, it is utterly odious to be the zero I am. Short arms, not good looking, hair loss, nobody's listening to my songs. I'm not making a dent in the music business. I'm not making a dent on social media. No, fuck that shit. I'd rather get noble rewards in heaven than get this down here. And you be used to God's glory in that way. Just as long as he saves me in the end. Which I believe he will. He may be preparing me for some momentous task. That's gonna, when it comes to fruition, it's gonna leave y'all's mouths gaping wide. My mom dedicated to me to the Lord when I was born, according to the old Jewish way of doing so. Dedicating the firstborn to God, she did that to me as a child. Who knows? Maybe this God's plan. Maybe God's using my rebellion in a way to glorify Him. Just please make sure, if I don't lose my salvation, and that I cross that finish line saved.